Okay, we're back with the fun part, the top 10. It's the top 10 mostest, bestest books of the week. Oh man, there's so many books this week.
Oh, yes.
So many. Okay, I'm Shawn.
This is Drew.
Yes, we're here at Comics Elite headquarters, which is my office. We've been banished to this location for a while, but that's cool. No worries.
Worst places to be stuck, I'll say
Yeah,
that.
we're supposed to be stuck. So, top 10. Man, if you haven't seen, we just did our Skip It's and the mess. Like there's a lot of mess that really should have been in the top 10. There were some really good books out there. Just top 10 were so epic. And we got a new feature for you guys this week. A new feature. It's going to be the sexiest covers of the week, because you guys need to see these.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. All right. So let's start with our top hottest covers of the week.
Okay, let's whip it out.
Let's whip it out.
Betty Page.
Nice.
Yes.
So I picked this one. I'm gonna tell you why. It's like a slap in the face to all of the watered down covers that you see from the big two. This is just gratuitous sexuality. The girl's head's not even on right. She's got her booty sticking towards the arrows. It's ridiculous. But it's not overtly ridiculous, because look at all of the chainmail on Red Sonja. I mean, she's fully chainmailed out.
Yeah.
But she got the booty sticking out there. It's fun. It's a fun cover. Nothing wrong with that. That's why I picked it. What do you got there?
I got Betty Page, Curse of the Banshee by Lee on this one.
That's a great cover.
Yes, and I love the raven hair on her. I love the boobies poking out of that top. I love how she's straddling this couch.
Tell me more. Oh,
yeah,
man.
she's straddling that. You got that garter hanging out right there. That's hot. I love that.
If you're listening to this out loud, your wives probably just asked you, "What are you watching?" It's comics. Okay, here's the second great one. So another thing, comics.
Hey, we got Vampirella. There we go.
So comics will not allow the big two anyway. Variant covers. Women in peril are not allowed.
Bondage. Yes.
You got both.
Yep.
She's in peril and she's all bondaged up. She's chained to the ground. You got some 3 evil looking sexy demon things about to get her. The art is great in this. The mood of the cover, the coloring is fantastic. This is a great cover. It's a great cover. And if you like your women in peril bondagey covers, there you go.
There you go. I got Vampirella number 20, Lucio Perillo. You know, it's not a week without a sexy Vampirella cover by Lucio.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, I love just how she's just spread-legged right there on top of that squid monster or demon thing. That's pretty hot.
Once again, your wives are going to be like, "What are you listening to?"
Yeah, it's like she's having fun. It's like she's kind of having fun with that too.
She is. I didn't pick that because I knew you had it. So Mike Crome, and I know you have Carla.
Yeah, it's Carla.
Mike Crome nailed this cover. Great guy, Australian artist. This is a classic cover. He recreated it perfectly. The folds in her skin are natural. It's fantastic. Go for it.
Carla has gotten so much better. This looks like it was like a cosplayer. This is amazing.
Yeah. Carla's so good.
Yes, she is. I just love that booty. Just the spread legs, the booty, that the loincloth is barely covering her ass.
That's a 1 in 10.
Yeah, it's a 1 in 10.
1 in 10.
I grabbed it upstairs. I yelled out a yoink, and Pete was like, yoink. And yeah.
I have one more. I know you had 3, but I grabbed one more.
Cheater.
I could.
That was in. I bumped that one out.
Man,
I did.
I could not pass on this.
It was damn good.
I keep forgetting the artist. I forgot it last video I did also.
Yeah, I had it.
But if he keeps doing these covers for Red Sonja, wow, just stunningly beautiful. This is beautiful art. It's not overtly sexual. It's just a powerful cover from a badass Selena. Oh man, this cover is so good. Look up the last one also. Super good.
Yes.
Super good. Okay, let's get to the fun stuff. The top 10. Here we go. Now, mine's based a little more on spec. Drew's all about story. Doesn't really care too much about spec. So let's see what we got. Ready? Number 10.
I got Red Shift.
Okay, and I got Bounty Hunters. Number 1. Talk about Red Shift, sir.
Red Shift. This was like if you like the movie The Martian with Matt Damon, this is kind of similar to that. Kind of. It's not a rescue mission, more or less.
Yeah.
But it's on people on Mars who need to go find life because they're running out of more or less water on Mars. And you see like this kid, you know, how he's a true badass. You see a mission that he was on earlier with the sacrifice he had to make and what he's got to do to, you know, save humanity. It's like, all right, this is the guy I want. This is the guy I want leading the team.
Yeah, this was in my mez. It just didn't make my top 10. I really loved it. I love the story. It's
Yes.
super good. I have Bounty Hunters. Doesn't disappoint. You get an epic battle between Boba Fett and Forlom and Zuckuss. You get a character from Han Solo's past shows up. The story doesn't disappoint. You want to see what it's all the lead ups were kind of disappointing, but the main storyline is really, really good. I really liked it. There's some great books this week. It was number 10, but still solid. You should pick it up.
That's an awesome cover too by Steve McNiven.
Oh yeah, great cover. You got Slave One there. The coloring is great on this one.
The detail on his uniform.
He's got Zuckuss's head.
Jeez,
that's pretty cool. All right, they do not meet a good fate. Crime Syndicate. Oh,
hey,
look at
how about that?
Crime Syndicate number 4. This cover is the best one. So go ahead, you start.
It was a fun read. It's kind of like almost like a day in the life with
Green
Lantern,
yeah, the evil Green John Stewart.
Yeah, and it was good. It was all right, and
this
it's kind of slowed things down a little bit, but wasn't bad.
Yeah,
but yeah,
all the books this week slowed down a lot.
Yes.
So remember, this is the evil version of the Justice League. You got to read this. It's so good. It's not just all about him. It's centered around him. And how effed up the ring is to him.
And there's a twist at the end I did like. It's pretty interesting.
Sinestro's a good guy.
Yes.
Yeah, great twist. Guys, if you're not reading Crime Syndicate, pick it up. I can't recommend it enough. It's super solid.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Super fun. All right, let's do number 8. Numero ocho.
Boom.
Hulk Smash.
Hulk Smash.
Okay.
Number 47.
You have Hulk 47. Yep. I have Justice League. Justice League was not disappointing. The stories, boy, the bad guy in Justice League is such a bad guy. He's almost like Doomsday level powerful, it seems like. But the world they go to messes with their
powers,
powers. A couple funny moments in there with Flash. Hippolyta shows Hippolyta.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman's not around because she's off in the afterlife of another mythology in her main series. Not the pile of crap, the sensational Wonder Woman in the other Wonder Woman story. So Hippolyta, her mom shows up and is kind of taking over the mantle of Wonder Woman for a little while. And it seems like maybe.
Yeah, it's like I wish one thing I liked about JSA back in the early 2000s is that when Hippolyta was on the JSA, she at least had like a gray streak in her hair.
Showing her age.
Then this, she looks like almost the same age as Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, talk about Hulk.
Hulk, this was a solid, fun issue. Solid good. The fights in this were awesome.
They were.
There is a great scene in this involving, I believe it's Thor. When oh my God, it is terrific.
The
fist. Yeah, you'll know what we're talking about.
And the Hulk's response, you're like, whoa.
And it ends on an interesting ending. I did not see that coming.
Very interesting.
Yes.
She-Hulk is finally kind of back. I hope, please let this bleed over into Avengers. She's back where she belongs, it seems like. So yeah, very excited about it. This was in my top 10. I just saved it for later.
Yeah, very fun read. Cannot go wrong with this.
Okay, number 7. No. Oh,
I got The Conjuring.
That pile
the
of
Lovers.
crap.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start because that was in my skip its.
Yes, it was.
Not even a man. That was a skip it for me.
And I'm not even a Conjuring fan.
So Batman, we already talked about Batman in the other video. I'm enjoying the Batman story. I'm enjoying the ride that he's taking us on to see how it all goes to crap because we know from Future State it all goes to crap. That is very heavy on Ghostmaker and Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Harley Quinn is not deplorable like she is in some of the other in her series that she's written in.
Which is very odd.
Yeah, she's written to be she's tolerable. She's a little more Harley Quinn like you would expect. Ghostmaker he's basically a cooler version of Batman, really. I mean, he's like what would billionaire rich badass dude be like if he was cool? Like that's almost what Ghostmaker is. And I like it. I still feel like it's a must-read book. So the Conjuring.
The Conjuring, The Lover, number 1. I love the worn-out VHS cassette cover here.
That is kind of cool, yeah.
Cool. This first story in here was actually, to me, legitimately creepy and unsettling at points.
Okay.
Did like it. The characters and dialogue were incredibly enjoyable and believable, despite a groaner reveal to me I felt was kind of unnecessary. But the second story was damn good by Scott Snyder. I did love that. And the twist at the very end of that second story, it got me. I jumped a bit when I read that.
Man.
This is a legit recommend. This is how you do a comic book horror story right. Yes. James Tinian, I'm calling you out, man. This is how you do it right.
So I totally disagree. We have two huge disagreements in the horror books this week.
Yes.
I thought it was super boring. I could give a crap less about that. I could barely stay interested in the whole book.
I was like that with the nice house in the lake by the left on Elm Street last Friday the 13th. I got
more on that one. Okay. But yeah, so just two huge differing opinions on these books, guys. Differing opinions. So see if you like it or not.
But
Jenny Zero
6. I got Batman: The Adventures Continue.
Are you reading this at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to ask you to give it a shot. I think you're going to like it.
I guess this goes back to my thing. If the main character, if I don't like them, it's hard for me to keep reading about them. It's just, I just don't like her.
Okay. So Jenny Zero, her dad was a badass kaiju fighter, right? And we see what happens in this issue. He sacrifices himself. Well, she's the daughter of this famous kaiju fighter, but she turns into this like wild child FU party girl. And she just doesn't care about really anything. Well, it turns out she's has this power in her. Spoiler alert, if you read the last episode, if you read the last issue, you'll see. And how she responds to it is brilliant. She still just doesn't care. She's basically a giant nude kaiju fighting chick that didn't know she had all these powers. I'm really enjoying this. I like the dialogue in it. I like the way she's written. She's like a likable, hateable character, and she's definitely an anti-hero. I really enjoy this so much. It makes my top 10. I wasn't disappointed in the second episode. I wasn't disappointed at all in it. I thought it was fantastic. Go for it.
Batman: The Adventures Continue, Season 2. If you can guess by the outline by Riley Rossmo, got the introduction of the Court of Owls.
Into the animated
series. The animated series. Cool. Yeah, and there's a big murder beginning of this. A murder of one of the animated series characters I did not see coming.
Oh, man, okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't read it.
Yeah, it's actually a lot of fun, and Deadman's involved in this too. And it's so is what the hell's her name? Magician.
Zatanna?
Yes, Zatanna's in this as well. Oh, damn. It's a very fun read. Check this out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Two drastically different number 7 picks or whatever it was. What are we on? 10, 9,
5.
8, 7, 6, 5. Number 5, halfway through. Number 5. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Heroes Are Born.
That's in mine too. Mm-hmm. So we talked about Marauders last video also. Mm-hmm. Marauders was the most tolerable of all the X books this week.
Yes.
You had Marauders, you had X-Force, and you had Hellions. Yeah. Hellions is just a giant joke. X-Force was really kind of stupid. Marauders was the most enjoyable to me. It's centered on Emma Frost. She's greeting her guests. She's being a dignitary.
And she's hot in this.
She is hot. She has. Yeah. She talks about her costume changes. Yeah, she's sexy Emma Frost in here. And I really liked it. I really like this story. There's some really cool interactions between the X-Men and all the dignitaries. This was by far the most enjoyable of the X books. It's really weird though. Right between the last like 3 pages of the book, I felt like I was missing pages. Something happens. I don't know if it's a misprint or something, but something happens where all of a sudden the guests start acting weird just out of nowhere. You read what's happening, then you turn the page and there's an ad, and then you turn the page again, and all the characters are like, "Can you believe what happened?" And I'm going, "What happened?" No idea.
I think they're pulling a Quentin Tarantino Pulp Fiction thing where they're going to be telling the story out of sequence.
That could be it. But I was just like, I even asked you, I was like, did I miss something?
Nope.
And I read the other two. I read X-Force and I read Hellions. Doesn't allude to what happens at all. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing that happens in there. Maybe it's a misprint. Maybe they're telling us later on what happens in the story when this whole giant world X-Men comes out or whatever it's going to be. Anyway, okay, go for it.
Heroes Are Born number 5, I believe.
Yes.
And this is the playing card variant by Mark Bagley. So there is a riot at Ravencroft, and our Batman, or Nighthawk in this case, goes to take care of that situation. And there's a big reveal in this that he's starting to investigate, which is great.
Huge reveal.
Huge reveal. There's some twist with some of the Marvel characters going on in this story too. It's very fun read.
So this is later on in my picks. I loved this story.
Yes,
I loved it. There's so many villains in it. It's super cool. There's so many villains. It's ridiculous. You're like this guy, and then this guy, and then this guy, and then. And they tell the twist on some of them just by their names and what happens to them, and a little bit of backstory with Nighthawk in here. It's just so cool. It's so much fun. I love this story.
They have done a great job building this world, and I want to stay in this world. I want to keep reading about this world, but I'm just afraid they're just going to pitch this in a few months.
Yeah, the Green Goblin was so good in this issue
the
too.
Goblin,
like,
the Goblin.
Oh man, the Goblin. Yeah, just the Goblin. Man, I loved it.
Yes,
I loved it. Loved it. Okay. I got Hulk, the Alex Ross cover.
Got American Knights, number 1.
I didn't get a chance to read that, so I'm excited to hear what you have to say about it. So I already talked about the Hulk. It's super good. Hulk is a badass again. He's fighting the Avengers, no problem. Holding his own, no problem. It's funny what he does with Blade. There's at the end, this is kind of more about She-Hulk Center. She's narrating it, which is really cool. And really, really cool ending. Really good ending where you're like, whoa. Loved it.
Yes.
Loved it. Got to read Hulk. Go for it.
So American Knight number 1. This deals with Luke Cage. He is the police chief in Washington, D.C. And we have to remember now that Mephisto is God in this world.
Yeah. And they know it, right? And they worship him. Yeah.
Yes, they do. He's on the dollar bill and everything.
Yeah.
It's great. And so in this case, I guess he's on the cover. Daredevil is now the Satan or whatever. I forget what he's called, the serpent or whatever. But it's a weird twist, and he's like a priest in this too, which is great. But what's great about this issue is that it's really about discussing Mephisto since he's God on this earth and the sinners and how they're a reflection of Mephisto. Which it really is like. I hadn't really thought of that.
Who's writing this one?
I don't know. I don't know the name. I don't know the guy.
Yeah,
this guy did a great job of that. I mean, it's a very interesting idea. I hadn't thought of that. The sinners and Mephisto being God. It's like
it's really surprising that this almost feels like Marvel just kind of there was zero promotion about this Heroes Reborn series.
Zero.
We're ordering number 5 before we had to read number 1, or at least number 4 before number 1 as a store. And it's been so good.
Absolutely.
It's been so good.
Yes.
I don't know if they didn't know they had a.
They probably didn't, is because they were already promoting World War She-Hulk. And before this was even out, before the first issue of this was even out. It's crazy.
It's great.
This is damn good.
It's super good.
Yeah.
All right. Here's mine. So this is mine.
Oh, number 3?
Yeah. Number 3 for me is
Marvel Double Action.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to read that either. So I already talked about this. The art on this is dark. It's gritty. The story is gritty. There's so many cool villains. This is almost like this is must read TV.
Yes.
You gotta read this episode. You gotta read it. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Watch this issue. Read this episode. It's so good. Okay, talk about that one.
So Marvel Double Action number 1. This is more or less a retelling or a recreation of the night Gwen Stacy died.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's the Falcon who dies, his partner.
And they allude to that in this.
Yes, they do. And so Tim Scalia wrote this. Dan Jurgens did the art in this.
Oh, okay.
He draws it in like the John Romita style from the 60s.
Oh, interesting.
It is terrific. The dialogue is straight from the 60s too. It's perfect. It's beautiful.
That's really cool.
This is how you do it. This is a huge, huge hit right here. It's like I'm reading this. I'm like, Marvel, did you just fall ass backwards into this? I don't get it.
I need to go read this now.
You do. It's fantastic.
This definitely would have been in my top 10 if I read it.
Yeah. Tim Seeley, Dan
cool.
Jurgens, they knocked it out of the park in this.
Okay, very cool.
This is better than it should be. It's crazy.
Wow. And Marvel, I don't know why they didn't promote it. It's crazy why they not promote it.
I don't.
And here's another thing. I'll throw this out there right now. To all of those comic shop owners, fans, other YouTube channels that were shitting all over Heroes Reborn before it's even out, because the fun thing to do is to...
I'll admit it. I was.
Because the fun thing to do is shit on something new that that someone's going to try to do and prejudge it to death. really, this should be a lesson to everybody out there that does it. To don't be like, well, this looks like it's going to be. I've seen so many channels out there like this is going to be a joke. Oh, the orders are so low for it. This is a total failure for Marvel. It's like you haven't even read the effing thing yet, and it's so good. It's in our like top. Look, this is my number 3 book. Yeah, you're number 3 and number 4.
It's like, I've had 3 of them. 3 of them are in this.
They're so good, man. They're so good. It's a surprise.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was wrong. I'll admit it. I was wrong. This has been a solid, awesome read every flipping week.
I expected nothing out of it.
Same here.
I expected nothing.
Yeah.
And they crushed it.
It's fun. It is fun. Every issue is so much better than it should be. Yeah. I should not be having this much fun reading these. I want this Earth to continue, Marvel.
Yeah.
Keep this Earth going.
Please. Okay, number 2.
Number 2, Swamp Thing.
Okay.
Number 4.
I'm going to go ahead and do your Swamp Thing, and I'm going to talk about this beautiful book.
So I love this Apocalypse Now homage cover right here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think this is beautiful. So once again, I am a Swamp Thing fan. I'll say that real quick.
He's a huge Swamp Thing fan.
And if it sucked, I would call it out for sucking like I have for Nightwing and everything else, and Black Knight. But the interior art by Mike Perkins in this continues to be gorgeous and horrific.
It was really good, yeah.
Yes. The new Swamp Thing's girlfriend is being introduced to the Green by Jason Woodrue, the Floronic Man, and while Alec Holland is introducing the new Swamp Thing to the Green, and they discover that there is a red contagion in the Green, and we find out where that's coming from, and it's, ooh, this is an interesting twist. And hey, it's a key factor too. This is a key factor because I believe this is the first appearance of the very first avatar of the Green. Yes, the very first appearance of the avatar of the Green.
I missed that.
Yes.
Whoop, right over my head.
So yeah, good news for those flippers out there.
Okay.
And I don't want to spoil what else happens, but this was a terrific read. But the dialogue is terrific, and the interactions are true and powerful. Ram V is one of the best, and Swamp Thing is DC's best right now, especially 4 issues in. This is it, where every other one is faltering. This is still staying strong to me.
Maybe I was just lost reading it.
I
probably was confused because I missed, like when you said it's the Avatar. Yeah. I missed it.
So yeah, Alec Holland is introducing the new Swamp Thing to the history of the Green, and he sees all the different iterations because he's taking in that information.
I saw that.
It's like, oh crap, there he is. He sees
all beautiful scene, by the way.
Yes, and he sees the red contagion, who it's coming from. And I don't want to
spoil
who it is.
Where it's coming from.
You see it in the panels. You see the name where it's coming from.
You're gonna have to tell me when we're done.
Okay, and great.
You're gonna have to explain this to me because I just there's
a big support. There's a big shocker ending, cliffhanger. We find out who may be involved next in this.
Again, I haven't read a lot of the back of the Swamp Thing. I didn't read the John Byrne run way back in the day. I'm super.
You read Alan Moore?
I read Alan Moore. I did. Okay. I could probably read it again. Yes, I was a kid when it came out. But I'm sorry, I meant Alan Moore. I said John Byrne. Anyway, you're deep into the Swamp Thing, so you can totally appreciate this.
Yes,
I was probably just not. Swamp Thing is not a light read for most people. It's not a light read. No, it's not an easy pickup. It's not just let me see what's happened to Superman this week. It's not a light read. It's a heavy history, deep shit.
And one other thing I got to preach about, sorry, before you continue, is that normally when there's a handing over the mantle to another character, it usually sucks.
Yeah.
But in this, they do a great job of this, where Alec Holland is essentially handing it off to the new guy. Yeah. And it's like, hey, I did my time.
There's some very choice words there between them too. Like,
yeah, it's great.
Okay, so Nice House on the Lake. I absolutely loved this book. I loved it. Now, this is our Comic Suite exclusive cover. You can win this. So the way to win all my top picks is you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your like number. Our John G. Yang exclusive is included in there. Nice House on the Lake. So these people are brought to a house. Here's cover B. You got the skull head variant. These people are brought to a house. They all have met the same dude. They've all been in the same circle of friends. And I picked this, which is explained in this happens in the book. So they're all picked by this dude to go to the same house. They have no idea why. They're introducing them in this weird kind of way. It seems a little confusing. And then this huge crazy thing happens, and the guy reveals what's been going on and why they're there. And I'm just going, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, is this real? Is this really happening outside the walls of this house? What's going on? I cannot wait to read this. The characters are I don't think we know. Drew hated it because of the characters.
Yes, but it's a great twist. It's a great story. Don't get me wrong. It's like it was a meh. It wasn't a skip it because I do like the story. But the characters, I would prefer characters that were likable, and we see them regress into monsters. We see them become but they're already monsters.
Where we disagree was I don't feel like we know the characters enough to like them or not like them. But you said just a small dialogue they had.
Yeah.
They introduced in this whole comic, they introduced to like 9 different characters. There's a lot of different characters that are introduced in here. So I absolutely loved this, and it was my number 2 pick of the week. I highly advise you guys pick it up. Okay, number 1.
Number 1. I have a feeling I know what it is.
Oh my God. This is number 1 by a long shot.
Betty Page. Okay, never mind.
Tankers.
Loved it.
Tankers, bad idea.
Yes.
What are you doing? You are blowing away every single comic published every week continuously. You're either number 1 or in the top 10. This is just so good. Yes, oh my God. Absolutely. So the cover is stunning. It's high quality cardstock. Mm-hmm. It's spot foil cover, UV foil cover. It's thick. Mm-hmm. Every one of these is probably going to be a 9.8, if not some 9.9s and 10s. This is a beautifully printed book. The interior art is amazing, is it not?
Absolutely amazing. Stunning.
Dude,
stunning.
So we both picked this for last to read.
Yes.
I'm reading through so many effing books this week. It drives me crazy. I almost start to dread Tuesdays.
Yes.
I'm not complaining about reading 30 plus comics a week, but I'm complaining about reading 30 plus comics a week.
Yes.
Oh, there's so many I just don't even want to read.
It's a burden we're bearing for you guys. We're doing the lifting for you guys.
I don't get any of the work done today. But anyway, I found myself slowing way down and just enjoying this book.
I was eating my dinner reading this.
I took my time. I was studying the art. I went back and looked at a couple pages. I just was drinking up this book because it's so freaking good.
Absolutely.
I'll let you finish up. Go ahead.
I'm going to finish up with the backup. You know, the tanker story in this, terrific. Yeah. I'm already sold on this, but then the backup. By the time I finished the backup,
real quick.
Fuck yes, that is how you do a backup.
The backup was really good.
It was damn good. Loved it.
One word.
Yes.
One word throughout the whole. It's a caveman doing something.
Yeah, and it all comes full circle. That is how you do it. That is super perfect. Good, yeah. Loved it.
Super good.
Yes.
I've never seen such badass dinosaurs in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like invincible.
They're pretty much invincible.
Yeah.
And they're super smart.
Yes.
And oh my God, it's tongue in cheek. It's fun. It's ridiculous. It's badass.
It's got that RoboCop dark satire to it. That's what I love about it.
Yeah. So congratulations to Bad Idea. So this is fantastic. Robert Venditti.
Yes.
Juan Jose Rip, Andrew Dahlhaus. You guys are just crushing it. Yeah. Thank you. Bad Idea. It's whatever you're doing is working. Keep making great comics. That's what it's all about.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. I haven't seen a Cape story from them yet. Somebody made a comment that all of their stories start with a bad idea.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So this is our top 10, guys. Yeah. Pick this up, find it, pick it up. If you watch our live sell, you can buy one at a time. Remember, there's supposed to be cover price at your comic shop, 1 per person, right? So talk to your comic shop. Some might let you get maybe 1 every other day. I don't know. We're not doing that. It's straight up. If you buy 1 from us, you got to pre-order the whole series. So you're guaranteed to get the whole series. And it's 1 per person up to 30 days.
You can't go wrong with ordering the whole series at this point. Really?
We just sold some Tankers number 1. I've been sitting on Tankers number 1. We just sold a bunch in a live sale upstairs for cover price still. We're still keeping them cover price. Pretty sure it went back to a not first print. So Bad Idea also, this isn't a Bad Idea commercial, but they also don't do second print, third print, fourth print. It's first print and then not first print forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So there's nothing that says you have to do a second print, third print, fourth print, different covers. It's always going to be a not first print. So this first print is done. It went back to a not first print. So get the first print of Tankers number 1. And Tanker number 2 is probably going to do the same thing. It is so freaking good, guys. Yeah, so freaking good. So to win my picks, like the video, comment your like number and leave a comment. We love sharing these videos with you guys. We love making them. It's 8:30 at night. My wife doesn't get to see me on Tuesdays because we do these videos, but we really like doing them, man. They're a lot of fun.
Yes, we do.
They're a lot of fun.
I'll spend all day here reading these. You know, we make it sound like a chore, but it's fun. It's fun. It's a lot of
it's a fun chore.
For some of the publishers, it's a bit more of a chore.
Yeah,
yes.
it is. So thanks for the support, guys. Really appreciate it. Share this video out. Like the video. Comment on the video. It helps all the algorithms and all that stuff. Hit that share button, man, and share it to your social media. So we have a Patreon. Check it out. It's linked in the video at the end. The Miss Meow Kickstarter's out from Merc Magazine. We've got some fire-ass beautiful covers on that. It's 2 issues. Death Rage number 2 and Miss Meow number 2. So you get 2 for 1 in there. Check it out.
It's almost at 30K.
It's
almost
doing
done?
fantastic. Yeah. Big announcements coming. Some great covers coming down the chute. So get your pledges in there so you can get back your kit and do all the add-ons to all the other covers if you want to. So we appreciate your support. You guys are the bomb. Thanks for watching. Until next time, you know what to do, right? Buy what you like, collect what you want. Don't listen to the haters. Thanks for the